Welcome each and every one of you to our WoW Wednesday testimonial call. I am Tammy Ward. My co-host this evening is Miss Sandy Harvey, and we are on this call to kind of spread the beautiful technology that we all hold in our hands, and that is the AO scan technology. Now, mute that person. With the AO scan technology, we have a medical disclaimer. It is not a medical device. The technology or any of the tools that we use with Solex are not medical devices. They're not diagnostic devices. They are educational tools. These statements that we share here on this call tonight have not been evaluated by the FDA. We are not meant to treat, cure, mitigate any type of disease with any of our tools. They are simply educational tools. And with that, if you are sick, please go consult a physician or a healthcare provider. So with that being said, I'm going to close out this screen, but your testimonial can be on any of our products. It can be on the AO scan technology. It can be on the inner illuminator. It can be on the AO Infinity One. We have also a foot detox, a pimp mat, any of our supplement line. You are welcome to share anything that you may have on any of these products that have helped you at all. And that's what we want to hear. We want to hear from you guys. We want to hear from anybody that's using any of these products, and let others know what it's doing for you. Sandy, would you like to say anything at all?
Well, I am excited to be co-hosting with you, Tammy. I know that I have learned so much from watching. I try to be on here live, but when I can't, I try to catch the replay, because I think it's so, I think just hearing from everyday people and how they're using their device or any other products, even if it's something that may seem small to them, it actually could be something that would really change somebody else's life. I've heard several things that I think people consider to be little things that I was like, wow, that is really helpful to know. So don't think it has to be some huge, profound thing, even something small, even if it's just a shortcut or a creative way that you're using it, is really powerful. So I'm always grateful when people share those things.
I am too. And with that, yes, please share anything that you may know. I know on the last call we shared a lot of tips and tricks. Some of these calls we share some little shortcuts, some things that we're doing with the scanner. Maybe you've learned how to hack it some sort of way. Share it with us, because if you don't share it, then we all don't grow. So let's all grow together. Let's all share what we're doing. And when you have a testimonial, either raise your hand. You can raise your hand in the chat deal or on the Zoom, or just unmute yourself and just come on in. It's a very relaxed call. We want to make it fun. We want to make it easy, but please share. All right. So without further ado, has anybody got something they would like to share tonight? Go ahead, Naraya.
Good evening, everybody. I'm coming in from Arizona this week and not California. And so I wanted to go first because she said make it something fun. So I wanted to share my fun that happened to me last Friday. I was at my office and I had my scanner on, Abundance. I was so busy that day. I had no idea what was going on. And by the end of the day, we were just like looking around, like what just happened? Why was this so busy today? It's a holiday weekend. You know, it's not usually quite like this on a holiday weekend. And at the end of the day, one of my co-employees said, "Are you still running that thing on Abundance?" I had to look down there because I have it where I don't see it, because I'm interacting with customers. And I, in fact, had it on Abundance.
I've had enough.
And I have my own playlist.
A little bit.
And I turned that thing off like now. But it was too late. It was already like over after 5 o'clock on Friday evening, 5:30. And so be aware that sometimes it may not be something super drastic, but be aware, like when you're scanning, to know that you're scanning and what you're scanning. And I learned my lesson. I'll make sure not to do that again when I'm at the office, attempting to get out because I'm coming out of town. And, you know, I had a lot of things I really wanted to do that day, and we were just swamped. So that was my funniest incident that's happened recently. And then I started imprinting my water, and I have a small shot glass. I put it on my screen. So I figured I was imprinting my rings anyway, so I might as well imprint the water at the same time. And so I dropped my ring in the little shot glass with the water. So I'm imprinting my water and my ring at the same time. And my system is on the bottom of the screen, means that I have not scanned it, imprinted it yet. And when I go to the middle of the screen, that's my indicator that I just imprinted, because I have both my mobile unit and my tablet going at the same time. And so I can get through and do a lot faster. So that was one of my I was doing it anyway for my ring. Why not imprint my water? And so it's the same amount of time. It's not any longer. And I can definitely feel a difference drinking into my water also. So that's
Good
my
job. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Good. That's good stuff.
Tammy, I have something that will
Go for it.
kind of rides behind there. So I had a young boy that I've been scanning, and I was working with him pretty in depth last week, and I forgot to clear and shield myself when I was working with him, and I woke up the next morning, and he was having a food reaction. So we all know when I have food reaction, I just have mucus coming from like everywhere. It's like Snotsville, just everything. It's terrible. And I woke up maybe because his mother had contacted me right before I went to bed. So I had done some work on him before I went to sleep. And I woke up at like 5 a.m. in the morning, just completely just like, what the heck? And I am not kidding. The second that I scanned, cleared, and shielded him and me both, the symptoms completely went away. It was the craziest thing.
Wow, that's awesome.
It was just very significant to me. And I've been told many times that I should clear, clear and shield between and after and everything else. And I have been sloppy with it. And when I catch myself, I always think kind of sideways, oh, I'm going to pay for that someday. And well, I got the lesson of a lifetime, but it just really was like so significant to me how as soon as I cleared and shielded, everything just like disconnected. It was amazing.
It is very, very important for everybody to make sure you clear before you scan. And when you're done with your client or with your family member or your pet, make sure you go into quick scan and you shield yourself. Always make that a practice, and it will keep you so safe. So thank you, Deb, for sharing that.
Can I just say something on Deb's? Is also understand that if you look at your own scans, you'll kind of know when you could see something that's out, and then you might kind of trigger yourself. I had that yesterday. I woke up and I was like, why is my scan telling me to sleep? This is not, I just woke up. What's going on? Well, the household I'm in, they're on a different schedule, but my nephew works nights. So I was picking up on their family because she was like, why is everybody sleeping so much? I'm like, what do you mean? She was like, I've never had them sleep so much and be so quiet. And I realized I was picking up their stuff. So kind of look at what you're doing so that you look around and find out, hey, that might be a trigger to, oh, I need to clear and shield, or I need to do this, or understand that's not quite my stuff. I'm channeling somebody else's to help you know what's yours and what's not yours.
Very good.
So I have a question about that.
Go ahead.
Like, how would you use that when you are incredibly sensitive to your surroundings? Like, I walk in a room and I pick up everything, and it drives me crazy.
That is definitely something that you can practice on your own by making yourself into a quantum vessel. That is a learned technique. I know there's several practitioners that teach that. I know Dave's wife. Can you tell I'm outside of my element? Got all these distractions.
Dave's husband.
Dave's husband. Becky does teach that in her one of her courses that she just recently did, and it's an amazing thing that you can learn how to do. And that's just shielding yourself. And it sounds to me like you're an empath, so empaths really do. They pick up on everything around them, but that is a learned behavior. But doing it with the scanner will actually help too. If you will practice that clear and that shield, it will also help you.
Yeah, because I've taken a couple of classes to learn how to do that, and
Mhm.
it's getting better, but it sometimes just feels like I walk in a room and I get slapped in the face, like, what the heck just happened? And then other times I'm fine, like, yeah, and I would like to not get slapped in the face anymore.
And the other thing that you could run for yourself is under quantum frequencies. It's the aura builder. Run the aura
Mm,
builder for yourself. Maybe put that in a playlist with maybe your chakra energies, centers. Put clear at the beginning, put your chakras in there, put aura builder in there, and then put shield below that. So you're encapsulating that playlist to help protect you. So maybe do that before you go somewhere that you feel like there's going to be a lot of people. See if it works for you. That would be one way that you could kind of set that intention that nothing's going to affect you because you're being shielded and you're being protected. So try that and see if that doesn't help you next time.
yeah, thanks.
You're welcome. Anybody else
There's
like to share anything? Oh, go ahead. Go
I
ahead,
was just
Sandy.
gonna I was just gonna interject that I definitely have had issues with that over the years too. I do think, like Tammy said, if we're tend to be empaths or whatever it is, we tend to be a little more spongy. So we have to sometimes just take extra measures. So I getting outside barefoot really grounds me. Being in nature really grounds me. So I try to do that regularly. If I know that I'm going to be at a conference or somewhere where there's lots and lots of people, I'm going to be in crowds of people all the time. I really just know in advance I'm going to have to get out into nature. I'm going to have to spend some time there and get really grounded before I go into that environment. Now, yes, I use the clearing and shielding and the things you're talking about, and I do some Donna Eden, there's zip ups and hookups and all kinds of things that you can do that are helpful. There's also a good book called Energetic Boundaries. Trying to think of her name, Cindy something, I think. I have it, but anyway, it's a lot more in depth about why our boundaries are more squishy and things that we can do. So it goes a little more in depth, the Energetic Boundaries book. So that might be helpful as well.
In that book, Cindy Dale, does that sound
That's it.
right?
That's it. Cindy Dale.
Cindy Dale. So we'll put that in the chat for anybody that would like to look that book up. And you can get it on Amazon. It looks like it's $10.50. So that's a killer deal.
Good deal.
All right. Anybody else like to share anything?
Yeah, just a quick question, a follow-up question. So for Deb, in order to get rid of the mucus, because that's the one thing that I struggle to get rid of. It don't matter. I have allergies all year round. And seems like I have more mucus more than seven months out of the year that I would struggle. So I need to do more clearing and shielding. Am I understanding that correctly?
It could be that, but it could also be, maybe you have a little bit of metabolic syndrome where you've got a lot of mucus buildup in the body and you may need to check into your diet. Maybe check your food sensitivities list and drill down and see if maybe there's something that's creating these allergies within your system, because that seems a little excessive. That might be one thing.
Mhm.
uh, it could be a lot of things, Tina.
Okay, so
It
yeah, I
could.
have been monitoring my food sensitivity, so I'm not too off. And then
Okay.
sometimes I'll have something for breakfast and then I'll scan myself later and only one thing will pop up, which I literally just ate. Whether it be a berry or something. But okay. So I will check.
But try the clear and shielding too, but also you might dig a little deeper and see what's causing so much
Right.
mucus in your
Yeah.
system.
Tammy, that
You
could
know,
be laundry detergent, that could be
could
smelly
be a lot of
stuff, that could
things.
be cosmetics. But yes, I would say that all kinds of triggers or sensitivities of any kind produce mucus. Yes.
Mhm.
Dogs.
Yep, could
I'm
be
not going
that
to get rid of my
too.
dogs though.
Well, I didn't get rid of mine either when the asthmatic doctor told him, "Oh, you need to get rid of the dogs." I'm like, "Oh no, I'm not getting rid of the dogs. I love my kid, but I'm not getting rid of the dogs." He's gonna
I
have to
hear you.
level up. All right. Anybody else like to share anything? Great questions and great comments. Okay, I'll share something. I met a gal last Saturday and I showed her the scanner and I scanned her and she was very, very intrigued with it, but she didn't let me know she was having some pain until right at the end. So I thought, you know what? I've got Cephi dots with me. We'll go ahead and imprint a Cephi dot. I put it up here because she said that it radiates from her neck and it goes down. So I thought, okay, well, we'll do something a little extra here. Imprinted a Cephi dot, stuck it on her, and then I sat back down to explain some more things about the scanner and different things that we, different topics of discussion that we were going over. And then all of a sudden she stopped me and she grabbed my hand and she goes, Tammy, she goes, can that work that fast? And I said, what do you mean? She goes, I'm getting tingling down my arm and it's like the pain is just going away. And I went, yep, those little Cephi dots are very powerful. She goes, this is crazy. I've never felt anything like it. And I went, I know, they're pretty amazing. And our devices are so amazing. So that was such a beautiful thing to see her even react right in front of me and go, oh, I feel it. It feels great. So that was so fun to watch. That's just a little testimony. So anybody else like to share anything? I imprinted nerve stuff for nerves and pain control, nerve inflammation, pain control. Um, there was I did a homeopathic in there. I think I put Arnica montana in there. And then I also put Trace Mineral Complete, Ultimate Emotions. I had a list already and I just imprinted that list and she's just like, wow, this is amazing. So it happened within, I would say, I don't know, we probably were chatting maybe 2 or 3 minutes and then she just stopped me. She goes, wait a minute. Could it be happening that fast? I went, yeah, sure it can. All right. Anybody else?
Yeah, I have something.
Oh,
go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go Tina.
It's actually not Tina.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh,
here we go.
Oh, okay.
This is my granddaughter, one of them that I always talk about. So I think it was a few months ago, somebody mentioned something about using all the Australian as an emergency. So yes, I use it quite often to de-escalate any behavior. But she would like to say something. This is Sophia, my granddaughter. Don't be scared, just say it.
I'm scared.
Hi, Sophia.
That you're always asking me to do the voice. Yeah, talk louder.
Usually I would ask my grandma to do the voice when I get home here. And I like doing it.
Like glass.
Awesome.
I like the part where it picks the colored glasses and you only see like blue.
Wow.
She gets a lot of blue and purple.
That's great. Awesome. Wow.
And turquoise, yeah.
I get turquoise all the time. And then when I looked up what turquoise meant in the color in our little colored glasses thing, I went, oh, it's telling me I need to lower my stress levels. But you're a little kid, you shouldn't have much stress. Do you have a lot of stress? No.
A little bit when my sisters mess with me.
Oh, so you do have some stress.
I would
So
do
you might have to lower your stress.
yeah, I would do something about it or tell
Yeah.
my mom.
There you go. Good
Or
girl.
I would take care of it with myself.
Yeah. Good.
There you
Well, thank you
go.
for sharing, Sophia. We really appreciate that.
Yeah, that's awesome. So great. You're starting so young and learning how this can help you at such a young age. That's incredible.
I've been
It
doing it
is.
for almost a year.
Good
You're a veteran.
girl.
She's a
4 months.
veteran.
Yeah.
4 months. 4 months is almost a year.
Yep.
Wait, why is it so big of us?
It's okay.
Because I'm spotlighting you.
Oh,
That's better.
Is that better? Okay. Well, thank you for coming on and thank you for sharing because we
Yeah.
probably have some other kids that will come on and they would really get encouragement to use this as well because we always have bad frequencies hitting us all the time. And this device gives us nice positive frequencies.
My sister does it too. Her name's Lorelai. She's 7 years old.
Oh,
Awesome.
You're
Awesome.
big because you're a superstar.
I'm
that's
9.
right.
I'm turning 10 in May.
All right.
Nice.
Double digits.
And we're gonna have our party at all skate
okay,
Barbie
okay,
themed.
okay. We're done. We're done. So anyways, if I don't have the thing, they go and get my phone and they just, here, Nana, I just need permission. So get it and they go do it themselves.
Nice. Thank you.
Oh,
That's
I have a fun story to piggyback on that. My 13-year-old daughter likes to get the scanner out. So she got braces recently. And so she made herself a playlist for when she gets her braces adjusted and, how the teeth hurt and all of that. And so she made herself a playlist and she imprinted the little sugar pellets for the pain and moving of teeth and all of that. So it's super fun.
That is awesome. That is really awesome. So when somebody says, "Oh, this is probably complicated and it's going to be hard to learn," I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" No. And so sharing that is a great way to say, yeah, I mean, people's kids are like learning how to get on there and do it. I mean, and also to learn to be intuitive at that young age to like know what you need and know what you need to run. I mean, that is so empowering. That's awesome.
It really is. And we oftentimes kind of we'll put it out there. If you have a cell phone, you can run this technology. And if you use a cell phone, you can use this technology. So it's really just a click of a button here and there. It's just navigating whether you have an Apple or a Android, and that's the toughest part is navigating those two platforms. If you can figure that out, you can run this program.
So true. So true. I told somebody that this week. I said, there's a lot of things for our health that we do that can be a little more challenging. Like if I said, you're going to need to get up at 5 a.m. and run 5 miles. Well, I'm probably not going to do that. Now, Sheila probably might, but I'm probably not going to do that. But like, put it in perspective. Like, how hard is this really? I mean, this is not hard for something that can make such an impact and something you literally can just hold in your hand and, punch something in and run it. I mean, when you put it in perspective, this is one of the easiest things I think that you can do to, contribute to your good health.
Yeah, you sure can. All right. Anybody else like to share anything? Thank you, Sandy.
Yeah, I wanted to share, this is Noni. I wanted to share about using the 660 band. And I had posted on your page, Tammy, but I've been dealing with a lot of knee pain because of missing cartilage and stuff. And I have a lot of pain in my body from old car accidents. So I started in lying in bed using the watch, just opening up the watch band and then using it like a moving massage tool over my whole body. And
Yeah.
I could really feel like where I'd missed a spot because everything was warm except for that spot. And then finally I had all the spots connected.
What just happened? What just happened?
It looks like you're muted. Oh, there you go.
Is Noni gone? I don't hear
No,
Noni
I'm here.
anymore. Oh,
No,
okay.
she's here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Something happened, a glitch happened. I thought we went down. My apologies.
Yeah. Anyway.
That's incredible, Noni. Thank you for sharing that. And that, I mean, I've heard of a couple of other people using the 660 band kind of as a massager as
Yeah.
well. So that's good to know.
Yeah. And in fact, I have like a place in my esophagus that I think I got damaged from following a chiropractor's advice decades ago of, swallowing, what was it? A chili powder capsule or, anyway, a chili pepper, whatever it was, hot stuff. Because he said something about what it would do for me, good, right? So I did it and it opened up in my esophagus, and I think I've had scar tissue there ever since. So sometimes I'll feel like supplements get stuck and etc. And so now I'm kind of careful to have food after I have my supplements. But the other day, it felt like things weren't going quite right there. So I was using the red band or the red light, and all of a sudden everything cleared through there. It just like opened it up and there was this gurgling. So it opened up that pathway. So that was really a cool application as well.
Yeah, that is good.
That's amazing.
Right. Anybody else like to share anything? Poor Tamara, you keep getting kicked out or something.
I do have something if nobody else has anything.
Go for it.
I thought maybe she might be on here, but I wasn't sure she was going to get to join or not. But I have a client and practitioner friend who has had her scanner about maybe 6 weeks, and she's really been diving in. And we were just talking about how powerful the scanner is to help you get to the root of things. I mean, there's the obvious, using it for particular things, but sometimes it's like the information that it's giving you that is gold. It's just giving you information that helps you to know what else you need to support. So what she shared with me, she sent me a message, I guess it was yesterday, and she said, OMG, I did the easy scan this morning and it came up with mold and fungus detox. And the reason that was a big deal is because she said that years ago, she had a problem, like a really serious issue with like some black mold in a house that they lived in. And so they moved, they stored a bunch of stuff. They cleaned everything they could. But what happened was they had moved some things from their garage into their house. And she started having all of these things going on with her nervous system, and she couldn't figure out what was going on. She said her nervous system would start buzzing and she'd get tremors and all kinds of things. And come to find out from using the scan, she realized that black mold, like this, whatever they had brought in from their garage to go through, apparently still had some residual with that. So that gave her some very, very valuable information to know what she needed to do. So she said, now she's going to handle that, and she's going to be running the frequencies, for the detox, the mold and fungus detox, while she takes care of the issue. But that is just showing the power of the information that you're getting from the scanner, which, I mean, that is, if it just did that one thing, it would be incredible.
Worth a mint, right?
Exactly. If it just did that one thing, it would be worth a mint, because that just gave her information that she needed as to what was going on, what the issue was.
Can I piggyback off of that?
Yeah.
My son, my older son, and I think I told Naraya this the other day when we were on a call. But my son, my older son, I scanned their entire family, and I've been doing that for the last probably year and a half. I scan them every morning. I scan the dogs. I scan the grandchildren. I do it all. It usually takes me about 2 hours. Anyway, about 6 months ago, I had told Mariah, his wife, I said, look, I said, all four of you, your scans are showing black molds, the stack, whatever, however you pronounce that, black mold. And it's consistent. After each scan, I'm noticing this black mold keeps showing up on all four of their scans. So I let her know this about 6 months ago, but I don't think she ever told Skylar. Skylar, my older son, he does construction, he builds cabinets, he can do home renovations and everything. So I called Skylar up and I said, look, son, I said, I keep seeing black mold show up on every one of y'all's scans. And I think you've got some black mold in the house somewhere. Can you go check it out? Can you check all the wet spots? And so he texted me. I think it took him a day or two. And then he texted me and he goes, oh my God, Mom. He says, I pulled the toilet in our master bathroom. The flange on the toilet was duct taped. So every time they would flush the toilet, this water was running underneath the tile, against the wall, but it was all underneath the tile. They couldn't see it. But once he pulled everything up and got all the tile pulled up, he goes, it was so disgusting. He could not hardly keep from vomiting because it was so disgusting. They had so much black mold in the bathroom area. Well, then he sent me a picture, and I don't know if y'all can see that or not. But there is that's all black mold against the baseboards. So he had to go a foot up around the entire bathroom and get that all cleaned up. He's got it all taken care of. He got the toilet replaced. But what he was having breathing issues. Mariah was having constant headaches and migraines. I couldn't figure out what was going on, and all I kept thinking was, it's got to be this black mold. And then Samuel, my grandson, snotty, runny nose, constantly drooling, constantly having cranky spells, and I thought, this is just unusual. So all of the signs pointed to exactly what I had told her 6 months ago. There's got to be black mold in that house. And then he discovered it, got it all cleaned up. And I've messaged him recently and asked him, I said, so do you feel like all that has helped? He goes, yeah, it's helped incredibly. I had no idea. So there you go. Another thing about, if you see something consistently showing up on your scanner, go do a deep dive and figure out why does that keep showing up. It could be something as simple as that, or it could be even more complex, but at least it gives you a starting point as to where to go. So there's that one.
That's good.
It is. All right, anybody else?
I'd like to ask a question.
Sure.
So my question, I know there has been a lot of success with people using speaking about autism. So I'm wondering if they've been using just clicking on autism in there, or are they actually creating playlists where they're seeing such great results?
I think it's a combination of both. Now, I know when I work with my autistic kids, it's Inner Voice that I'm using and MindSync. Those are the two most powerful scan modules, in my opinion, for the autistic kids. Now, the MindSync, if they're nonverbal, I have the parents read things that are affirmations for the kids to believe, that's coming from the parent, but the parent's speaking it. And then they listen to their parents speaking those affirmations. And I'm seeing some of these kids, behaviors are changing. I've got one kid that's almost ready to start speaking. It's like we're on the verge. And then the Inner Voice has just been so instrumental in helping a lot of these kids. But scanning and optimizing, as well as broadcasting frequencies, that's all going to be very supportive and very beneficial. But those two are my favorite go-tos. Does that help?
It does. Thank you. And did you say the Inner Voice is if they're nonverbal?
Both of them. You could do both of them.
Okay.
if they're
Awesome.
nonverbal.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're
So
welcome.
Tam, what did you say? I got your playlist, affirmations, inner voice, optimized, but didn't you say something else also?
I do the inner voice with them, and I do the mind sync. But with the mind sync, I have the parents record affirmations, and they're all in my business group. You can find these affirmations that I use, and they're based on NLP principles. So there's list of like 25 each on these graphics that I made, but they're for the parents to speak, and then the kids listen to those because they're nonverbal. And then if they're nonverbal and you know, you don't have to have a voice for the inner voice. And I checked with Lauren on this. It's good if you do say I'm speaking as a surrogate for so and so when you speak into the inner voice, but it's not critical. You can just run it, the inner voice, in a quiet room under their profile, and it still works. It will still pick up and detect what their possible issues could be.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody else?
Tammy, it's Vicky.
Hi, Vicky.
Hey, sweetie. Oregano oil and cleaning vinegar. And you take a cup of cleaning vinegar and about 15 drops of oregano oil in a spray bottle. And that will attack the mold.
Nice. Thank you. 15 drops of oregano oil and regular vinegar in a spray bottle.
No, cleaning vinegar. The real strong stuff
cleaning.
that you can't. Yeah, it's like, I think it's maybe 6%. It might even be higher than that. I get it at Home Depot, and I just put it in a spray bottle.
Okay.
And we have a lot of mold in Florida. I mean, it's just everywhere. And one of my inspectors taught me that years ago, and it does work.
Okay. I'm going to put that in the chat for anybody else that would like that.
I've also heard a lot of people mentioning Thieves Cleaner. You know, that Young Living has Thieves and their Thieves Cleaner line, and I've heard diffusing Thieves and using the Thieves Cleaner is also very helpful for that.
Well, my daughter-in-law is actually a very good Young Living rep and does that within the house, but I think their mold was just way too much.
Yeah, but you got to get rid of it too.
Yeah. All right, there's that in the chat for everybody. I do too. I love Thieves. Oh, thank you, Noraya. You put it in there too. Anybody else like to share anything? Those are good tips. Good tips.
I just have a question.
Sure.
I don't know if it's appropriate for this group, but I think I Googled how to increase your social media, people on social media. And I just got a ton of things on Facebook. Does anybody know of a good class, a one that's legit? I don't mind paying for it. I want something that's legit and not some goofy thing. But I would love to do the Suffy classes. I took that class with Dave and it was great. I need more people to offer that class to. So any idea?
It might be good to get on YouTube and also type that in there. You'll get a lot of free stuff. But there are tons of classes out there, Carolyn, and they're expensive. They're very expensive.
Okay.
Because I have checked into. No, they don't. But but yeah, and Canva has classes. There's plenty of classes out there. You just gonna have to probably go to YouTube, go to Canva. I'm trying to think of something else that might have it, but and I mean even Facebook even teaches you. You just have to dig deep.
Okay.
Classes of social media marketing, Martina.
Right.
Carolyn, do you have a senior friendship center in your area?
A senior friendship.
Mm-hmm. It's called Senior Friendship Centers.
Yeah, but I never go to it. It's just old people.
Yeah, and the only reason I go there
I'm
is
old.
I am too. And the only reason I go there is to learn computers. And
Oh, I know.
they love those kind of classes.
Okay.
And they do a lot on social media here in Sarasota at the Senior Friendship Center.
Okay. Thank
Might
you.
try it.
Well, I know about computers. I do Canva. I'm good with Canva. It's just a matter of I need new blood because I feel like I'm beating my horses beating a dead horse. When I do a lot of posts on Facebook, but it's the same people. I have a little following of people, but they're not interested in the scanner. Anytime I put a post up about the scanner, I only have like one or two people that say anything, but everything, if I put a picture of my dog up, everybody loves it.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I'm finding too, as well. And I will give you a tip that we've started doing. Go to your chamber of commerce, ask them if they have any networking, like events or meetings that are in town. In Oklahoma, it's called Mix and Mingle, and we've got several chapters, and Scott and I've been going to those, and let me tell you, that is a way to get in front of people.
Yeah.
So I would encourage anybody on this call to get out into your community, because Facebook's algorithms are really strange right now,
they are.
and it's very difficult. And when I started my business, it wasn't this difficult.
Yeah.
So I would tell you to get out in the community, get it out
And-
there where people can see it and
And I
experience
took that one class with social media with, I can't think of her name, but she's an AL person. She's under Becky.
Yeah,
I did take that class.
good.
And she's have to go to other groups and get people and like start talking with them. But I feel like I'm being a troll.
Well, you may have to take a whole different approach.
I know. Well, I've also signed up with you, and that's what I want to talk about. I signed up
Okay.
with you on a Wednesday. That's
All right.
awesome that you're doing
know.
that. Thank you.
It was a great thing to do. So if y'all hadn't heard, I've opened up Wednesdays to have team meetings, just one-on-ones. So, all right. Anybody else like to share any testimonials? We got a few more minutes left.
I have another one.
Wonderful. Come on.
Okay, so let's just say life has gotten very busy, and I did not scan mom for probably a week and a half. And right away we noticed that she was sleeping more. She would come out, not necessarily socialize, come out and eat or drink, and then go right back to the bedroom. Granted, she is 89, I get it. But it's kind of like she started going inward, withdrawing, not communicating so much. And if she did, it's like, can you help me get this and whatever. So, and then I started back up. And the crazy thing is I didn't realize totally that I had forgotten and it went that long. But it's crazy how she's coming back now.
Oh, very nice.
Consistency, yes.
Vicky says, do a scan at your local blood drive, offer a free scan. I don't think Carolyn would do that. You'll have to do it at a different event, right, Carolyn? But yeah, that's a good idea, is maybe go to some sort of event that, would be okay to go to and do something like that.
And thank you for your ideas. I did look at doing an event, but my goodness, it was $300. And, the scanner is so complex. As somebody is walking by, what do you say? So I decided not to do it. And thank goodness I didn't, because the weather's going to be really bad here this weekend.
Yeah, there are some, like I've in my networking group, there's a girl that's going to hold a health gathering or a health event in March, actually March 2nd, I think, and I'm really considering doing it, although we're going to be in North Carolina by the 6th. But it was $50. You get a 10 by 10 booth, and that's cheap. So you might have to you just might have to look and see if there's anything in there. Like again,
Yeah.
chamber, go to the chamber and ask if anybody's doing any health expos or anything like that. And they'll have a
We
list.
had a health, well, I don't know what they called it, but there was all these mediums and psychics.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I did one of those.
I paid to go to it. And I don't know if you guys get this, but I paid to go to this thing, and there's like a medium here and nothing. I don't have anything against mediums. It's just that, well, yeah, I do. They bother me. So, so anyway, I just couldn't stand the atmosphere. I could just feel the negative stuff, and I couldn't get out of there fast enough. And I lost $200, but I wasn't going to put myself in that situation.
Yeah. Yeah, I did one of those events too. That's just not the right crowd for some reason.
No,
It's just
no.
not the right crowd. It needs to be a health expo.
Yeah, and they were all like doing tarot cards and
yeah. Although that's where I met Kelly and Araya. So, and Araya is now on my team. So I absolutely love Kelly and Araya.
But when you
All
can
right.
feel negative vibes.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a little rough. All right. Anybody else want to share anything? 7 more minutes. All right. Anything at all? Okay, I'll share something that I did at this networking event, and this might give y'all some ideas. When I gave my elevator speech, right at the end of my elevator speech, I basically said, if anybody would like to feel the effects of how positive frequencies can affect you, come see me afterwards. I have a gift for you. And it's a gift that will help you with your business. And boy, that just piqued the interest. I imprinted 8 Cephi dots prior to the end of the meeting. I imprinted them with abundance, my abundance playlist, and I'll share it in the group chat after we're done. I imprinted those, and I had 4 people come up to me after the meeting and said, "What's this little gift you're going to give me?" And they were like, put it on, please. And of course, I was wearing mine. I just took mine off this morning and I haven't put a new one back on. But so for 4 people that I put the Cephi dots on, I'm looking forward to seeing them because I see them all at the same meetings. So I'll see them again, I'm sure, and I'll ask them, so how did that Cephi dot work for you? And I'm hoping that that kind of piques the interest of what we've got. Anyone else?
I'm going to say something real quick because I'm here at my nephew's house. So they had their first child together a few years ago, and I'm in California, they're in Arizona. And so I was sending a playlist. I did some stuff at the hospital before they got there, made sure what room they were in so that I could be more specific with my efforts. So something happened and they sent me a message from the hospital. So I did this playlist, and all of a sudden, boom, baby came right out. Baby comes out, and then, oh, baby's jaundice. So then I make a jaundice list. And so now I'm here. So they've had another child. So we were doing something the other day, and I was showing her the playlist, how it is that's gotten a great deal larger and need to kind of scroll through it a lot more. And we're driving back yesterday, and the youngest one, who's 6 months, is teething. So they're like, hey, remember that thing you did when we were in the hospital? We don't know what it was, but it made that baby come out real fast. Maybe we can do something for the teething. I'm like, yeah, don't get me wrong. There's nothing like personal experiences. So before I leave here, I'm sure I'll have everybody and the 2 Great Danes in the scanner, and we'll take it from there. So
there you
sometimes,
go.
Yeah, it took a couple of years and I'm here, but you know what? You don't know when it might click or when it might click or won't click. But when you have your own personal experiences, I'm sure that makes a big difference.
Yeah, personal experience is a big thing. So that's why I say get it out in front of people. Let them experience it, because social media, it's great, but unless they actually experience it, they really don't know what it is. Go ahead, Lauren.
Hey, Tammy.
Hello.
How are you?
We are great.
Nice. I had a question, how you use the Cephi dot real quick. Do you put it directly on your skin? I've heard and seen others use like a little adhesive and then put the Cephi dot on top of that and then put another adhesive on top of the dot, because they were showing a video of them using it and like before and after both ways, and how that foil on the bottom of the dot will last longer if the adhesive's on the skin versus it directly, you know, in contact with the skin. And they can keep reusing that dot over and over.
Very nice. I've not done that, but I don't see why
I
you
was curious.
couldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have worn one for literally, I think it was over, I want to say it was over 2 weeks that I wore it on the inside of my ankle, and it never changed. So I, it didn't break down
Okay.
or anything.
Oh,
So
that's
I didn't have any
interesting.
issue, but I'm a lot drier down on my lower leg area. So that's probably why. And it's not getting water all the
Oh,
time, but you know,
okay.
so
All right. Yeah, thanks.
you're welcome.
Do you notice
All right.
a difference if you imprint the Cephi dots and wear them, or imprint something else? Like I'll imprint my bracelet and wear that.
I do everything. I imprint my bracelets. I imprint a Cephi dot with something different sometimes, and sometimes my bracelets with something else. So I think it's just pretty much up to you. And you being a sensitive person may not be able to do a whole bunch of different frequencies. So you're just going to have to kind of figure yourself out on that.
A quick
All
testimony.
right. Yes, go for it, Tamara.
Well, we had a huge snow day, so spent a lot of time inside, not wearing shoes for 3 days, and ended up with a big bruise on the bottom of my foot, and didn't notice it till I got in the shower. So it wasn't like, oh my gosh, I hurt myself. But I ran Arnica, Montana homeopathy like all day because I had to go to work, and kind of forgot that I was running it. And the next morning I looked at it and I'm like, you can barely see where the bruise was. So I thought that was a fun little, I'm like, darn it, why didn't I take a picture?
Yeah,
But I thought
got
that
to
was
remember.
testimonial.
That's great. Thank you, Tamara.
Wow.
All right, guys. All right, we are a couple minutes from the Solex call, the update call. So I'm going to go ahead and close out our call. We appreciate each and every one of you being here tonight, especially with the weather and everything that's going wonky. And I'm just so grateful I was able to get here quick enough. But thank you so much for being here. I want to thank Sandy for being here. And Sandy, if you would like to, before I close and give Sandy, if you are here and you were invited, please go back to the person that invited you here and get back with them if you're interested in the scanner. And every week we hold this call. So please bring your interested ones, invite your people to it. We're going to do this every Wednesday. So thank you again for being here. Sandy, would you like to close?
Absolutely. Yeah, thank you guys so much for coming. And I told Tammy earlier, I love just the warm, kind of informal. I said it's kind of like coming around the campfire and sharing for a little while. Just so, and like I said, even if it's just something small, you never know what a difference that can make. It might be the very thing that somebody else is looking for. So thank you guys for coming and for sharing, and then taking what you hear to go and help other people. It's an amazing ripple effect. So thank you.
It is. Thank you. All right, everybody, go jump on the Solex call. We'll see you next week.